Good evening, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Dhammapariyesanā. Today is day 35. Today, we have a very intriguing topic to discuss. This is about yoga. As the title suggests, you can see the topic goes by, what do you call? Can we really detox? Can yoga really detox? This is our main topic to discuss today. Now, this is very interesting and very eye-opening because we want to say not many people ponder over about yoga this way, but I want to also let you know that because this can be a physical advice, we have a disclaimer. You gotta consult doctors. We want to really think about this topic, but we have a generic, concept. We have thoughts, and our guest today will be able to explain this in her own capacity. So, if you want to be very serious, if you want to be very, very serious about the thoughts that we talk about. If you have other health issues, you probably want to consult a doctor or a person in the expertise, and then go over from that. So today I invited a guest for our discussion. Her name is Joanne. Joanne is from Malaysia. She's the director, founder of IYoga, based in Malacca, Malaysia. She's a certified yoga teacher, part of the Yoga Alliance, and her signature yoga style is Hatha Vinyasa flow, which emphasizes the importance of alignment in intelligent sequencing, which is a very interesting part of the yoga, and proper breathing technique, and the use of props and modifications. So, Joanne, welcome to the discussion. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste, Bhante.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How about you?
I'm good, thank you. Okay, so let me give our friends, Dhamma friends, kind of a background knowledge about yoga, and then I will go over with questions.
Okay.
Now, yoga as exercise is a physical activity consisting largely of asanas, often connected by flowing sequences called vinyasas, sometimes accompanied by the breathing exercises of pranayama, and usually ending with a period of relaxation or meditation. Yoga is not just a practice, it's widely, globally accepted. One reason to say that is the United Nations Assembly, UN General Assembly, established June 21st as International Day of Yoga. And on December 1st in 2016, yoga was listed by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage. So we can see how important yoga to the whole world, and it's a very globally accepted thing, not just a normal practice somebody can ponder over on a daily basis. When it comes to practicing yoga, we need to remember that yoga is more than a set of poses. Yoga is a practice that, when it has the right foundation, it can help you heal. Now, the thing is, when people are making resolutions or aspirations on the very first day of the new year, people make resolutions, people make aspirations. Now, I gave a talk in my series last year, how we want to make resolutions and better do aspirations. So one of the aspirations that could come in many people's thoughts is, I want to be healthier, I want to be fitter, I want to be slimmer, whatever, you name it. So why not start the transformation process by detoxing your body? First, to get rid of all traces of your previous unhealthy lifestyle that you had in the previous year. And also, if you attending yoga classes on a regular basis, you perhaps may have heard the claim that yoga poses, especially other yoga styles, detox your body. This is kind of, a thought. And you probably heard that there are other things too. There could be the exact opposite too. So it's always there are two sides of every good thing. Some people claim this is good, some people claim this is not good, like what you see in the medicinal health industry, right? What should you believe, and why should you practice yoga anyway? So we're going to take a look at that in the middle of the discussion. But first, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what is yoga. Now, I said yoga is globally accepted. At the same time, if you look back, the ancient roots of yoga, you can date back to India, and you can see that there were 6 orthodox philosophical schools, wherein which yoga philosophy is a part of. The schools go by Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga, Purvamimamsa, Uttaramimansa. So Nyaya focuses on logic and epistemology. Vaisheshika focuses on the theory of atoms. Sankhya focuses on 2 independent realities called Purusha, consciousness, and Prakriti, called matter. And Yoga, similar to Sankhya, but accepts a personal goal and focuses on yogic practice. Don't worry, I mean, the modern yoga is a little different than this ancient yoga. Purvamimamsa focuses on the philology and interpretation of Veda, especially Vedic rituals. And Uttaramimansa focuses on philosophy of Upanishad. So these philosophies were arisen after the Veda, right? So sometimes after. There were some Shramana schools too. So in essence, what we could understand more or less is that there are a couple meanings of yoga. One is a meditative means of discovering dysfunctional perception and cognition, as well as overcoming it to release any suffering. So it's basically started as a meditative means to find out the dysfunctional perception and cognition, because almost all philosophies at that time wanted to find out how to end suffering, and also a way to find out your enlightened consciousness. So these are a couple meanings of ancient yoga. If you look at modern type of yoga things, and you can see that yoga came to very high attention to many, especially the West, in the mid 19th century, along with the topics of Indian philosophy, especially N.C. Paul. He published an article called Treatise on Yoga Philosophy, 1851. And Swami Vivekananda and all these people, they brought the yoga concepts to, especially towards Europe and the US in 1980s. And this is how it was kind of coming along the way. And if you take a look at Buddhism, in early Buddhism, we can see almost all the bhavana practices, meditation practice, they were called as yoga, but not in the way how people practice in the Hindu yoga philosophical way, but they have a different way, like for dhyanas, satipatthanas, anapanasati, brahma viharas, anusati, samatha, vipassana. All these meditations are taken as yogic practices in different ways. Okay, so little too much about it, because I have an expert on on the other side. So Joanne,
Yeah.
let me ask you a question. What is yoga to you? As we already understood that it's kind of religious from the beginning, and but I think when it comes to modern yoga, we understand that there are some custom tailored versions of yoga, not the exact yoga that people practice back in early times. So how do you understand yoga? At the same time, is it religious, is it spiritual, and what do you think about the yoga along the historical process up to now? Joanne?
Yeah. All right. In many people thoughts for those who are not a yoga practitioner, most of the people, when you mention about yoga, first thing in their mind, yoga is come from ancient India and more to meditation. And some people thought that yoga you can bend like a rubber band, right? So actually, it's not bend like rubber band. Until today, I still cannot bend like a rubber band. Okay, so yoga to me actually is a merge. It's a join and a unite with your body, mind, and your soul, with your consciousness, right? And yoga is a journey to me as well, towards increase our self awareness and our self acceptance. Yeah, and it is a combination of our body and our mind, which is also like physical and mentally awareness, where we can hold, for example, why is mental and body physically can be linked. I give an example. For example, when you're holding in one balancing posture, so called a three pose Vikshasana. So our body, when we move, when we hold in the posture, it will influence our mind. So our mind will give signal to our body whether you can stay in one leg. Three pose is one leg posture. You're standing in one single leg. So whether you can be balanced or you cannot be balanced in your standing posture in one leg. So your mind is very important. First, you have to be very uh, calm, and you have to be very conscious. You have to be very your mind has to be very peaceful when you come to a balancing posture, so that your body, you can hold the posture, you can stay in the stillness in the posture, maybe like a 1 minute or few seconds. If your mind is busy, you keep thinking of what to buy later on, where you want to go or whatever, then you cannot hold in that posture. You will keep dropping, you will keep falling. So how important our mind and our body is connected. So this is why yoga, we need to be very mindful. You have to be very present whatever we do. It's not in the class. It's not in the poses that we are doing in the class, but as well as in our routine work, our daily routine. You need to be conscious. You need to be mindful, and you have to be know how to connect your mind and your body. So I would like to separate into physical and mental. Physically, when you practice yoga, you, of course, it will create flexibility in your body through stretching. You will stretch your body so that it will make you more comfortable. You'll be more flexible. Yeah, of course, when you are more flexible, your body will be more agile. You can freely move instead of like very stiff. When you pick up something, you are very stiff in the body. You cannot turn nicely in a certain posture. So besides flexibility, yoga is helping us to strengthen our body as well, like our muscle, our bone, and our joint, which can be stronger, right? Uh, as well as it increase our stamina. So also tone up our body. So for example, like what I mentioned just now about holding the posture. So when you hold the posture, you will begin and start to explore your body. You will start to know your body. You will start to observe what you are doing, how am I doing, how am I connect my breathing with my posture. All right. So this is the physical part. As another one is you can improve your posture. Like nowadays, a lot of people, especially children, with handphone, with laptop, they will hunch their back with a school bag, whatever. The posture is rounded back, hunch back. So through yoga practice, it really can help to correct your posture. Like the way we stand, the way we do whatever, we in that yoga practice is really help. All right, and it's really help in to remove the toxin through our asanas and our pranayama. Okay, this is a physical part. So in the mental part, as I mentioned just now, you will train to be calm. The mind will be calm. The mind will be more peaceful, harmony, right? And you can able to manage your stress. The stress level can be manage, and also your anxiety. Yeah. So besides that, it can build up your patience, endurance. Yeah. And the most important thing is when you go older, your memory will be lost. I mean, will become weak. So in yoga, it will really help to sharpen your memory, to improve your memory. Yeah, because when you concentrate, when you're very mindful, when you focus on something, it will automatically will influence your mind and will improve your memory. Yeah, will be more alert as well, more focused. Yeah. So actually yoga beneficial to everyone in a different way. Some people feel that, and some people feel that they are after practice they feel more healthier and more energetic. It depends on individual. So of course it's suitable for everyone because it's essential for your body. All right. So this is part of what yoga for me.
Yeah, great. You pointed out very interesting, sections of your explanations. I mean, you said that yoga is not just a physical exercise, physical thing. A lot of people, uh, they think that meditation is different from yoga. They have to do meditation differently. I know for a standardized, classic meditation practice, they have to do, they have to go approach a teacher or a class. But as you said, yoga also incorporates a certain amount of meditation, because if you are not aware, if you are not understanding each twist, each pose, you won't be able to continue uh, in yoga practice. So that's very interesting. I think for those who uh, thought up to this point that yoga has no meditation element, here is the answer. So that's a very good thing to say, Joanne. Let me move on to the next question. It's about the main types of yogas. Actually, what are the main different styles of yoga being taught today? So now, if we take a look at of the ancient yogas, and actually, if you take a look at of the Yoga Sutra done by Patanjali and all these ancient types of teachers, we can see that there are a couple ancient yogas. Among them, we understand Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Raja Yoga, and there are a couple others too. But when it comes to today's context, modern context, we can see a couple, yoga styles: Anusara, Ashtanga, Bikram, Hatha, which is what that every yoga is a part of, Hot Yoga, Ayanga, Vinyasa Yoga. Now, uh, we know that some of these yoga styles they include sort of things that people have to sweat a lot, and they have to be careful about it before they jump into the particular yoga style. And when it comes to Hatha Yoga, I mean, Hatha Yoga is a very popular yoga style. I think if somebody wants to start yoga, I mean, they start from Hatha Yoga. That is what we know. And I think in my personal conversation to you, you said about Bikram and hot yoga. Something happened to both. I don't know. I mean, probably I can ask you from that point onwards. And Ayanga is kind of a yoga style, more specific to it's the proper alignment in a pose. And Vinyasa is very interesting too, because Vinyasa means place in a special way. I would say uh, this is something that we understand about a smoothie transition from pose to pose. And I think in your introduction, I said you are someone who is about intelligent sequencing, because intelligent sequencing enhances the natural flow of prana, which each pose is meant to prepare, open and strengthen your body for the next pose to come. So, Joanne, let's talk a little bit about some of the major yoga styles and what yoga styles you teach in your eye studio in Malacca, Malaysia, and then we can continue our conversation after that.
Sure. There are many types of yoga style in the world, and I would just choose few which is more popular. All right, the first one is Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga is mainly, yes, into physical way. For Hatha, I would like to explain that Ha is sun. In Sanskrit word, Ha is sun and Ta is moon. So these two energy is together. So we have Hatha Yoga, we practice Hatha Yoga. The warm-up will be start from sun salutation. So sun salutation is a series of movement. All right, so in Sanskrit term, hatha is like an umbrella branch. It's like a branch umbrella. So all the physical posture of yoga will be referred to hatha. For example, like what Bhante say, Ashtanga, Ayanga, is all under hatha yoga. So hatha yoga is there's a school, many school in India. So that will be more in physical practice. Most of the classes now in West or Asia are taught in Hatha Yoga. So it will be start from the very basic posture. Yeah. So Hatha Yoga is among all in one. All right. So I will move to Vinyasa Yoga. Vinyasa Yoga is a linking, or we can say movement coordinate with our breath and the flow from one posture to another posture, or we can just simplify it as movement synchronized with breath. Of course, we keep breathing, but the breathing exercise in the movement in the flow, you will teach in the way to breathe in and breathe out together with the movement. So you won't let you get tired or heartbeat getting fast. So it'll be very smooth. For me, I'm teaching Hatha Vinyasa flow, which is I think in the West or Asia, most of the yoga center is teaching this yoga style, right? So I choreograph my Vinyasa flow myself. In every classes, I have different kind of flow, right? So I won't make my student uh, boring. So the flow I will mix together with some music so that the class will be more lively and the movement will be more gracefully. All right. So of course there will be an alignment base. We don't move like just like dance. We still holding posture, which is more challenging posture, so that the student can build up the strength and build up the flexibility during the flow. So the flow can be repeating during the class, right? Yet when you hold the posture longer, student will start to understand their body and they can do more challenging to challenge their body, to challenge their mind, uh, to repeat the posture, to make it, to improve the posture, right? So, uh, normally we will combine Hatha and Vinyasa together to become Hatha Vinyasa. So this is more into physical movement, all right? So, the third one I will explain is about Ayanga. Ayanga is founded by a late guru, BKS Ayanga. In Ayanga, they are more focused in the skeletal alignment. So they will practice more in a precise movement as well. Right. So mostly Ayanga, they're using many props like wall, ropes. They will use blanket, bolsters, blocks, chair, strap, so that it helps the student to find a proper alignment, to go into the posture safely. Then this yoga, that this style, they will have proper alignment. Teacher will help to adjust during the class. So it will take longer time. So maybe the class in Ayanga, it will take about 1 hour for 15 minutes or 1.5 hours. So because of the adjustment, because of the props they're using, they have to move the props, they change the props. All right. So this is explanation about the Ayanga style. Another one is quite interesting is Ashtanga. Ashtanga is developed by the late Patabi Joyce. So Ashtanga is Vigorist style of vigorous style of yoga, which is dynamic, and you need to use a lot of strength, your staminas, and your breath all will be synchronized. So it's the hardest yoga style among all. So if you practice Ashtanga, means you are very strong, you can see your muscle, you are very masculine. So Ashtanga also, the other way also we call is eight limbs yoga. This eight limb path described by Patanjali in the Yoga Sutra. So these eight limbs, we have yamas. Yamas is like the social discipline, like your attitude towards the environment. So we teach you about this. And niyama is individual discipline, your attitude towards yourself. The third one is asana, the asana practice of yoga posture. Pranayama is a breathing exercise. And pratyahara is discipline to your withdrawal of sense, the senses, the five senses in our body, our sight, hearing, smell, your taste, and your touch. And dharana is more in concentration of your mind. Another one is dhyana. Dhyana is the meditation of our mind. And the last one is samadhi. Samadhi is the highest level, which is self-realization or absorption of the mind. So in Ashtanga, there are 6 series. You need to finish the 6 series, the primary, secondary, and the 4 advanced series. Right? So it's very intense yoga, very intense. So another one is hot yoga or Bikram yoga. If you want to have Bikram yoga, you need a license. So normally people practice hot yoga under a very heated room. In a heated room is like about 37 degree. So it depends on the teacher to set up the room temperature, but it's really hot. When you go into the room, you'll be start to perspire. So it is performed under a hot and humid condition and performed with a series of style of yoga, right? So if I can, another one is very important is Yin Yoga. So it's interesting is Yin Yoga is the one that we practice just now. Hatha Yoga, Ayanga is Yang. So it's Yin and Yang, the black and the white. So Yang is more to active. So Yin Yoga now we go. Yin Yoga is in the slow pace of style of yoga. So it will holding the posture about 3 to 5 minutes. So it's a very boring kind of yoga, but it will focus more into a deep connective tissue, which is our fascia, our ligaments, our joint, and our bones. So Yang will be more into muscles, and Yin is our deep tissue. Right. So, uh, or another word is Yang is active, Yin is passive. You will find stillness in Yin yoga, and it's target to our lower body only. Most lower body, our lower back, our pelvic, and our hips. All right. So if you always practice Yang, more active, maybe twice a month, you need a Yin to counter your yoga, yeah, so that you will be more calm and your body will absorb more into a connective tissue. This is about few yoga style that I would like to explain. Yeah.
Joanne, this is kind of an additional question to you. Like, let's say there is someone who is very new to yoga. Now,
Mm.
you said your style is Hatha and Vinyasa style, right? So, as we look into the styles you mentioned and the whole thing, and it's pretty clear that one has to have what you call this Vinyasa and what you call Ayanga, because they are sequencing and all that is very necessary. So, what is your piece of advice for someone who is starting a yoga practice, pretty new? Nothing is new. Nothing is known to that person. So, how do you normally navigate that person into yoga? I mean, let's say there's a beginner who's coming to your yoga studio. How are the steps one by one? Just to give kind of a very short analysis.
Very good question. Yeah. Normally in our class, we will segregate into beginner class or intermediate class. or advanced class. So in my practice, I have a beginner class for those beginners really new. So they will come to the beginner class, and from there we will teach posture to another posture instead of the flow. Yeah, so in that beginner class, we will start to explore, see their body. We will learn how their body act. So from there, we will start to correct them. So until like maybe 1 month, we will start with the flow. So in case like in the class, the beginner class, there's someone new. So I will practice new again. And those advanced students, they can join the beginner class as well. Because normally we need to go back to the basic. Yeah, this is how I separate my class, advanced, beginner, so that easy for us and easy for the newcomer to really enjoy what is yoga. Then the explanation will be there. Will be more details, more precise.
Great, great. um, okay, so now let's move on to specific topic. It's about detoxification. So let me talk a little bit about detoxification before we jump into how can some of the yoga poses help someone to detoxificate. So we all know that we have this natural detoxification process that is done by liver. Our liver represents the human body's primary filtration system, converting toxins into waste products, cleansing our blood, and metabolizing nutrients and medications to provide the body with some of its most important proteins. As such, a fundamental part of the body's overall regulation, it's paramount to keep our liver healthy and to limit overindulgence. This is kind of something that comes from Buddhist thoughts, because we should not overindulge. So we have to always keep liver healthy. If you are someone who is eating too much, who is consuming a lot of alcohol, who is doing a lot of bad unhealthy practices, and going to a yoga studio and then looking for a detoxification, that might not work. So
Yeah.
you have to keep in mind that yoga will help you, but we'll be talking that in a while. But your liver is a fundamental place to protect. And if we can look back about the idea proposed by somebody that yoga can detox, was given by B.K.S. Ayanga, the famous yoga guru that you mentioned. And he's the one who said that, what do you call, some of the yoga poses, compress the muscles and organs, blocking the flow of blood. When releasing the poses, the blood flows back into those areas, improving circulation. Now, this is very interesting. Dhamma folks, I want to tell you that today we have a different way of presenting, because we have demonstrations today. That means our yoga teacher, Joanne, will be bringing somebody into the camera to show you live poses. So please stay tuned and don't just go away. So this is how the idea that yoga can detox was, in thoughts. If you take a look at of how this can happen, is that we had to talk about the liver. Now, liver has its own natural detox process, as I said, which is mainly a cellular process. But doing yoga poses does not actually detox organs. The concept of cleansing and detox rather is a metaphor, for practices that improve already existing detoxification processes in the body by contributing to oral health. Our organs, such as the liver, kidneys, and the skin, are perfectly capable of detoxing on their own. So they are perfectly capable, provided that they are healthy. Now, this is very important. If you keep your kidney, skin, and liver unhealthy, you are deviating from the detoxification process. They filter. I mean, these what do you call kidneys, liver, and skin. They filter toxins, including substances from food, alcohol, and medications from our blood. Does this mean that yoga is no use? I mean, yoga is useless? Well, you have to take a look at of how people practice it. Now, for example, if you are someone who is drinking too much alcohol, who is eating too much unhealthy food, and if you think that you go into a yoga studio and you do some yoga poses, and you think that your toxins will be filtered, that might not work, as we said. It's rather, so how do we think that yoga can really help to detox? It's the case that any form of physical activity, not just the yoga, supports the functionality of the organs in performing their normal detox process. Apart from that, exercising is general gets your cardiovascular system going, improves your blood flow, and thereby has a positive impact on your body systems and processes. Besides all that, people, this is the very interesting point. People who regularly practice yoga, either by going to a yoga studio, either at home, because nowadays people can't go that much to many yoga studios in many countries, but I think in your country, there are some exceptions, I guess, in Malaysia. So when you are someone who is doing a regular yoga practice, you can most probably adapt into healthier lifestyle habits, such as healthy eating, little to no alcohol consumption, enough sleep, reduced stress level. Because if you are a person who is doing yoga on a regular basis, that helps you to keep your other activities calm and quiet, so that definitely it can help. But not even that, there are certain practices of yoga that can help detox. So, Joanne, what can you share with us about detoxification and some of the yoga, specific yoga practices to detox? I hope that you can go into the demonstration after that. So, yeah, please.
All right. Detoxification, in other words, is cleansing. We need to clean our body. Besides the organs like kidney or liver, remove the toxin. Another one is our lung. We need to take care of our lung because the lung, if there any disease, there's no signal about what happened to your lung. There's no pain. There is nothing, no signal for you if you have an unhealthy lung. So lung is very important, which is for those who smokers. Yeah, that's why when have smokers, the lung will be bad and etc. So I will introduce two basic Pranayama, breathing exercise, to cleanse our lung, to increase our lung capacity, because these two lungs is very important. All right. So the first one I would like to introduce is we call Viloma Pranayama, which is called diaphragmatic breathing exercise, or another one is we call interrupted breathing exercise. Right. This exercise is a very deep breathing inhale from our diaphragm. I think everyone knows where is your diaphragm. And this inhale you through diaphragm, you take about inhale through diaphragm.
Joanne,
Out.
probably you can guide us. Everybody who is watching this, you can guide
So
us with the
can see
breath.
me.
Yeah.
So this is our belly, on top is our diaphragm here. So you will inhale through the diaphragm, you will stop. When you inhale, you stop about 4 counts. Then you inhale another until to the nipple band or your chest, another 4 counts. Then you go up to the throat or your clavicle, 4 counts. So this will be one inhale, second and third inhale. The last you will fully exhale. So the exhale maybe will take about 8 counts. So we repeat this about 5 times or 6 times when you want to practice this. Is why this helps because of this deep breathing. It helps the upwarding and the downwards movement of our diaphragms helps to remove the toxin because our normal breathing is very shallow. It's just a normal breath. So when you go to the deep breathing, it will promote blood circulation. And this deep breathing, it will pump in more fresh oxygen and will really remove the toxin and the carbon dioxide. So practice this when you're free. Just three pulsation, like inhale through our diaphragm. Then you stop about 4 counts. Take another inhale to your nipple band or your chest. And the last will be your throat or your clavicle. You hold about 4 counts. So exhale fully. So you take this, try every day. This will help for our improve our lung capacity as well. All right. So this is the first one, very short explanation. The second one we call Kapalbhati, which is breath of fire. Fire. Fire is at our solar plexus, our abdomen. So Kapala in the Sanskrit is skull or forehead. Bhati is shining. So this means that this breathing is uh, skull shining breathing exercise. So you will be brightened and have a healthy mind. All right. So this how am I going to demo? This breathing exercise is a very shallow inhalation. It's a very passive inhale, and then all the exhale will be very active. It's like inhale, and then there'll be exhale through your nose, the nostril. So it will contract your abdomen. When you contract the abdomen, it will help to clean your lung. You clean your lung, and it also help to clear your mucus in the passages, and also to remove and the congestion of the chest. Also improve lung capacity. All right, so you can go through YouTube maybe to see how the breathing is. All right, and it's also improve our respiratory and digestive system. When you have a blood circulation, it will make you warm up your body as well. Those who want to flatten their tummy, yeah,
That's a goal that many
yeah,
people
you
wishing.
can do this. Yeah, if you regularly do this kapalbhati, this breathing, it really can burn your fat in your belly. That's true. That's okay. And this breathing exercise actually effectively in fighting liver disease. Yeah, so it's like liver disease like jaundice or hepatitis. Yeah, and but it definitely will help you to solve the digestive issue. Right. So this is two of the breathing exercise that I would like to explain. Now we go to the posture, asanas, for our livers, our stomach, and our kidney. Yeah. So though this will be, I'll very give a very simple and very basic posture that you can do at home. In this pandemic period, maybe you don't go anywhere, or you are not a yoga practitioner, you still can do this. So through this dynamic practice, you will focus to stimulate your digestive system to the purpose of detoxification of the body. So student will experience to some sequences or poses like twisting, forward bending, or some stretching. It helps to massage your organs. All right, so I will have a very simple movement or posture to show everyone. So just stay tuned, take a look.
Yeah, yeah. Let's
We
get
have
started.
our yogini. Uh, hold on, let me adjust. Yeah, so I have to talk louder. We have our yogini, Miss Malika. Namaste. Yeah. So today she will be my model to demo the posture. All right. First posture we are going to do is called Utkatasana, Parita Utkatasana, which is chair pose twist. All right. In chair pose twist, you have to soften the abdomen before you twist. All right. Now, Malika, raise your hands up. Inhale. Exhale to a chair pose, Utkatasana. So exhale, palms in front of the chest, and you twist to the left. So when you twist, you rest the hand, opposite hand on the leg. Okay, in this twist, when you twist, you have to soften the abdomen and the spine. Right, this twist, you will have to compress your liver, your stomach, and your intestine. In the same time, it will stimulate your kidney as well. So this is very essential for those who like to do a twisting. All right, so we do a simple one. If you're tired on your leg in this twisting, you can bring the knee down. Have your right knee on the floor. This is for those elderly. You can do this, and you exhale, twist to the left. So this is more relaxing, which you doesn't need to hold in your Okay, this the same thing is a twisting, compressing your abdomen muscle, and you also can help to tone your abdomen muscle. Alright? Okay, now the third posture you can do is standing forward bend. It's Uttanasana. Raise your hands up, inhale. You exhale, bend forward. Alright. So when you bend forward, if your body is stiff or your leg is stiff, so you can just bend the knee. If you are flexible, you can always straighten the leg and bend forward. So when you bend, you are same thing. You are compressing your abdomen, your digestive organs, and also these two kidneys will be stimulated. So it's all related and coordinated. All right. So you can just sit on the floor. We will do a floor twist position. So Malika, sitting in a cross-leg position, cross-leg position, cross-leg, both leg bend. Yeah. So this is very simple in a sitting position twist. So raise your hands up. Alright. When you exhale, you twist to your left. So repeat all this posture, maybe 5 to 6 rounds, left and right, 6 sets. At home, you can do it maybe like 15 minutes for all the posture. So this twist is the same. When you twist, you have to relax your abdomen, your muscle, so that you can twist deeper. It will stimulate more and pump more blood towards your organs. Alright? Now good. Now straighten your left leg. Alright. Just bend in. Alright, this is a very simple twist as well. Raise your hands up. Exhale, hugging your bending leg and the other hand all the way to the floor. Yes, do this. Lengthen your back. When you twist, you exhale. You release and you twist. You don't inhale and twist. You exhale and twist. It will be more comfortable. So don't hold your breath when you stay in the posture. You need to keep breathing. All right? Okay, good. Now come to downward facing dog. Right. Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog. Same. Downward dog. You can do it with your knee bend. You can do it with your knee bend, or you can do it with your legs straight. Right? In this position, first is your kidney. Of course, downward dog is more on your back, to extending your back, to protect your back, but also to activate and stimulate your kidney. Also good for your abdomen, your system, and also the lymph node in the neck. Alright, is activated lymph node because lymph node lymphatic is also one of the drainage system to detox as well. Okay, now can you line down? So another one, the last two is we do cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Cobra pose, when you do cobra, remember to squeeze your glutes in so that it won't hurt your back. So in these two, same kidney, abdomen stretch, right? And your lymph node in the neck. Okay, come to reclining twist. All these postures for all ages, for young, you all can apply. Okay, it's very simple. So bend the leg, reclining twist, separate your arms wide, and you twist to the side. This is very comfortable, and you can do it on the bed. Right? It's advisable for the elderly, okay, or young people or kids can even do this. And twisting position, it helps to improve your bowel besides that, and also to those who have constipation. So it will help to loosen and soften your intestine. Okay, all right. So roll your body to the side. And even can straighten the leg if you want. Okay, roll your body to the left. So this is few very basic twisting posture to help you to improve your bowel, to increase the blood circulation on your abdomen and all your organs. All right, thank you, Malika. Malika. So we thank you, Malika, for today's demonstration. Yeah, I hope everyone found it quite interesting to have someone to have a demonstration.
Yeah, thank you, Malika, for demonstrating, friend, and that was really amazing. And people had this experience of watching somebody doing for them in show. Thank you. And Joanne, in addition to all that, let me ask you a question about why some people don't think yoga, you know. Work for them, because some people, they are lazy, they have different thoughts, they are in a kind of a position that they cannot figure out what to do. So what is your piece of advice to those who are struggling whether I should go for a yoga or not? So how do you motivate, encourage them, this is no wrong, I mean, you can come and try, give it a try, and if you can come, at least you can try at home. So what do you think, what's going on with their mindset of why they don't think they should go for a yoga practice, either to a studio or at home? How do you
All right.
motivate them?
Okay. Um, for example, some of them is because of the religion issue. So yoga and some religion, they don't encourage their members to practice yoga because of the religious issue. Yeah, so because of some chanting and the meditation, so this restricted for some uh, members. But yoga is individual. So if you really want to practice, for example, you just treat it as a physical exercise. So it depends on you. If you go to a yoga center, some yoga center, they have chanting, om, om chanting before or after or during meditation or before or after class. Or some they have sun salutation. Salutation, some religious, they thought is a worship to the sun or the moon. So that's why they don't encourage
Mhm.
their members to practice.
This is something like meditation in Buddhist teachings. Now, when you ask someone to meditate in some places in the West, they might think meditation, mindfulness meditation is from Buddhism. So they don't like their kids to indoctrinate. Oh, we don't want our. Especially there was a case that happened a couple of times in Canada and the US, where the teachers try to incorporate mindfulness meditation into school curriculum, and what happened, some of the parents, they didn't like it. They said, you are indoctrinating our kids with Buddhism, we don't want our kids to learn Buddhism. So the same thing, but mindfulness meditation has been a very how do you call, kind of a non-religious spiritual thing. In the same way, people, as you said, understand yoga from different ways, but I think modern yoga has little to no religious elements, because they don't pray a lot, I guess. uh, yeah, that's definitely a reason why. So but how in your practice encourage students, I mean beginners, to get into yoga, and how you encourage them, I mean.
Actually, in a small town that I live, in this yoga, um, for what in their mind, what their thought is yoga mostly for female is in Malacca. So the male practitioner is really less, it's lesser. So I will encourage more male to practice yoga, which is very beneficial for a male as well. And for those who give up in yoga halfway, some people they may found that painful in the class. The stretching make them pain, so make them giddy, make them nauseous, so they give up. It's because they cannot take it that carry that pain. So the next day they will give up. So pain in yoga. I cannot take it the pain. The stretching, I cannot straight my leg. My back is pain. My leg is when you're stretching, my leg is very painful. I cannot even straighten my arm. Is all kind of excuses. But when you really go into that, you need a very good teacher to teach you, to bring you into the posture, to explain. The explanation is very important. So it's not that I'm washing your mind, but when you practice at least 3 months, your body start to change. Because when you practice yoga, your mind, your body will start to change. Then only you will start. to fall in love in yoga. If you want trial class, second, third, you just give up, then you cannot get anything because your mind, you haven't set up your mind, you haven't changed your body, so you will give up. Normally, when those who practice yoga, who really dedicate, they will practice more than 10 years. They will continue to practice because it is a journey. You will never ending. For example, the posture, you will keep moving on, and the variation is there. You can have built up a few hundreds of yoga posture, so it's fun. Just treat it as fun and enjoy the journey, enjoy the movement. So you don't tense your mind. It's too much of a question, is too strained in your mind, so that it make you rigid, it make you agitated, so you will give up. So for me, I would like to encourage everyone. Yoga is really for your whole body, inside out. It is not outside. It's not just you go for jogging, you only work on your leg. But yoga is all, every part, every system is moving, is circulating. So including the breathing exercise, including your movement, you will change you. Yeah, that is what my advice. Male or female, kids, elderly, all is essential for everyone. And even kids yoga, I'm teaching kids yoga. The kids really enjoy yoga. But of course, kids yoga, there's a way to teach the kids. We cannot apply the adult yoga, the posture to the kids. So there's a way of teaching. So
And I think it's very interesting that we teach yoga to kids because kids are really with gadgets, mobile phones,
yeah,
smartphones, and they are like hunchback,
yeah,
looking like there's
correct.
looking at phones, and their sequencing might be out of
Even
control after some
yeah,
time.
yeah, and even the parents is asking to help how to correct their posture. A lot of them, the neck, cervical, is a lump, and the neck when they lift up, they cannot lift the neck up because too much of gadget, watching computer, laptop. So never too late to change
Yeah.
your mind. Practice yoga is good for everyone.
So thank you for, busting some of the myths about yoga. And you said that yoga. Did you talk about yoga within the Malaysian context? So you said about males are not really into yoga. Is it from a Malaysian context or is it from a global context,
The local is
local context?
some men, men body will be stiffer than a woman. So when they come to the class, they feel very painful in their stretching and they give up.
But you pointed out something interesting. You said, I think, with regard to Ashtanga, right? You said they can be muscular, by
Yeah,
practicing.
but that,
Uh,
that is what it depends on individual.
okay.
It depends on individual. You can be woman in Ashtanga is you can be very masculine. And in Kuala Lumpur, there's a lot of male yoga teacher.
Oh, great.
Even in Malacca, there's a few yoga male yoga teacher, but the practitioner is not that
But
much.
what about, even though there are male yoga teachers, what about male yoga participants, students?
Yeah, they will
That's,
participate in the
yeah.
yoga male yoga teacher. There will be male student. There will be mixture male and female together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I hope in the future, with our explanations, demonstrations, people will be encouraged. People, I think, probably already encouraged with today's discussion. Joanne, are there anything else you want to add that we could not talk today?
Mm, I
Yeah,
think we can
probably you can
talk
say
about.
some advices, some suggestions, recommendations, some motivations for people.
Yeah, I would like to share about practice yoga really bring a perfect balance in the body and mind. So it will bring physical health and mentally health. Also, it also help us to conquer our obstacle. So that we can live our life peacefully and make a perfect happiness to achieve our goals. Yeah, and yes, yoga is for everyone. From 3 years old onwards, you can start to practice yoga. Yeah, and it's a journey. Anytime you can practice at anywhere, any circumstances. You can practice in the beach, you can practice in the mountain, at home, everywhere. You can carry
Anywhere,
your yoga, yeah,
no
anywhere,
place.
anytime. Yeah. There's no space limit. Yeah, you can do
Yeah,
anywhere. Yeah.
yeah. And Joanne, let me ask you this. I mean, forgive for my ignorance, actually. Now, people don't know that there is a spiritual element differently in regard of liberation. I think in Hinduism, probably you can correct me. When you have a when you have a body which has sequencing really intelligent sequencing really well, when your postures are really correct, that can really have a good blood flow that will take you to liberation. When anybody's body is not correct in postures, they have a hard time in tapping into liberation in Hinduism, I guess, in the yoga. I mean, those chakras, I think. So how do you connect that, having a body with correct postures, and then how that person can tap into higher mind? I would say higher mind, be that liberation or whatever. Do you think postures really help someone to practice spirituality, not even the daily works?
We don't practice spiritual because it's quite sensitive.
Yeah.
So mostly we practice physically. So we practice physically, then you will find your own liberation. This is how,
Yeah, that's a good way of saying that.
yeah,
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 the more your postures are correct, the
own
closer you
liberation.
are into your own
Yeah,
liberation. Yeah,
yes, right.
that's a
So
great way of saying. Thank you, Joanne and Malika. Thank you so much. Where's Malika?
Malika,
Oh,
Yeah,
Malika, thank you so much.
I
thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you. And we had a very interesting discussion and interview today. Thank you, Dhamma folks, for watching us today. And we'll be uh, coming up with another episode soon. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Right.
Have a good
Thank
day. Take
you.
care.
Have a good night. Right. Take